So the first kind of relation which we are going to study is the reflexive relation. Assume every relation which we are going to define, it will be defined over set A. If the set A is going to contain 1, 2, 3, 4, then we know what is A cross A. So A cross A is going to contain 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, and 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, and 4, 4. So I'm writing it here because I don't want to write it again and again for every type of relation which I will specify. So I'm going to specify all these different types of relations over this above set. Okay. So the first type of relation is a reflexive relation. So what is a reflexive relation? A relation is called as reflexive, or you can say relation R on a given set A is called reflexive whenever it is that means if it is going to contain all the ordered pair which is x comma x r x that where x belongs to the A set A. So what I mean to say is, so the relation, for example, on the set A cross A, so on the set A, if we are always going to get the all the x is related to x, if all the x is related to x for all x belong to the relation A, then it is called as reflexive. Or in other sense, I can also write it like this: a relation R on set A, a relation R on set A is said to be reflexive, if x r x for all x belong to the set A. If x r x for all x belong to the set A. What does it mean? For example, over A cross A, we define a relation R1 which is x comma y such that x is divided by y, and x comma y belong to the set A cross A, and x comma y belong to the set A cross A. So what are the elements which this relation is going to have? This relation is going to have 1, 1 because 1 is dividing 1, 2, 1 because 1 is dividing 2, 3, 1 because 1 is dividing 3, it is 2, 2 because 2 is dividing 2, 4, 1 because 1 is dividing 4, it is 3, 3 because 3 is dividing 3, it is 4, 2 because 2 is dividing 4, it is 4, 4 because 4 is dividing 4. Now for all the x, that means here I am saying for all x belong to the set A, that means for all the element x which are belonging to the set A, the ordered pair which is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4, they will be there. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, they should be there. Okay. So for example, if I define the relation R2 which is going to contain the element 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4. Now this relation R2 is also reflexive. And this relation is also reflexive. Now if I assume, if I am defining one more relation R3 which is going to contain 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3, 3. Right. So it is containing the ordered pair which is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, but it is not containing the ordered pair which is 4, 4. That means when I am saying a relation is reflexive, that means if a set A is going to contain 1, 2, 3 and 4, that means these 4 elements, then all the pairs where 1 is related to 1, 2 is related to 2, 3 is related to 3 and 4 is related to 4, that should be there. Now this relation is not reflexive. Because it is not containing the ordered pair which is 4, 4. Right. Now if I write an example like this, let us assume there is a relation R4 which is containing 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 1, 4. Now this relation is also reflexive on the above set A. it is also reflexive on the above set A. Why? Because it is containing all the ordered pair, which is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. And these are the extra pairs. They can be there, may not be there. If they are there, doesn't matter. If they are not there, doesn't matter. They should satisfy the condition or the constraint of the relation. But these ordered pair, which is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4, they should always be there for a reflexive relation. Right? Now, you can see by the above example. You can see by the above example, because if we are having 1, 2, 3 and 4 as the elements, then the reflexive relation should always contain 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 4. If there are 5 elements, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. In that scenario, the reflexive relation should always contain 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4 and 5, 5. For the other elements, we have a choice. For the other elements, we have a choice, right? So, that brings a very important question for me. That is a very, actually, not for me, for everyone. That is a very important question. What I mean to say is, assume we have a set A. Now this set A is going to have exactly 4 elements. It is having exactly 4 elements. And this A cross A is going to contain 16 elements. Then question is, how many relations can be there over the set A which are reflexive? How many relations can be there over the set A which are reflexive? And we need to answer this question, right? So how many relations, as here you can show that we have so many different relations. I can show you how many relations are there, but just for general term, we need to give a very simple example. Let me take a very small example, because this example will become very difficult and it will be very tedious to write on this board. This board will be short for this actually. So let us assume we have a relation A, we have a set A which is containing the elements which are 1 and 2. It is only containing the element 1 and 2. And let me define it like this. Assume we have a set B which is containing the element 1, 2. And we know what is B cross B. B cross B is going to be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 and 2, 2. We know what is B cross B. It is not difficult to understand, right? So you already know this. Now, if a relation has to be reflexive, that means that relation has to contain these ordered pair. These ordered pairs should be there. Now let us write all the reflexive relations which are possible over B. So what are the reflexive relations which are possible over B? There is a relation R1 which can contain 1, 1 and 2, 2. Now this relation is reflexive over B, right? I am defining this relation over this B cross B. Okay. This relation is reflexive. Why? Because it is containing all these pairs which is XRX. Now there is a relation R2 which is containing 1, 1, 2, 2 and 1, 2. Now this relation is also reflexive. Why? Because it is containing the ordered pair 1, 1, 2, 2. Right? We can have a relation R3 which is 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Now this relation is also reflexive. Why? Because it is containing the ordered pair 1, 1 and 2, 2. Again, there is a relation R4 which is containing the ordered pair 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2 and 2, 1. Now this relation is also reflexive. Why? Because it is containing the ordered pair 1, 1, 2, 2. Right? Now we have these 4 relations which are reflexive. But even if we have a relation like this, we have a relation R5 which is 1, 1 and 1, 2. Now this relation is not reflexive. Why? Because it is not containing the ordered pair which is 2, 2. It is not reflexive, right? In the same way, if we define a relation R6, then it is 1, 1, 2, 1. It is not reflexive. If we define a relation R7, if it is 2, 2 and 2, 1, it is not reflexive. Why? Because it is not containing the ordered pair. That means every reflexive relation has to contain the ordered pair which is X R X. X is related to X. For all the X, or for all the elements which are belonging to the set B here and which are belonging to the set A in that case. Okay. Now in the case of B, how many reflexive relations are there? There are 1, 2, 3 and 4. There are 4 relations which are reflexive. Okay. And B is containing only 2 elements. Now assume like this. If a set A, if any set is containing 1 element, then how many reflexive relations are there? Only 1 reflexive relations are there. Only 1 reflexive relation is there. For example, let us assume there is a set C which is containing the element only 1. Then C cross C is going to contain the element which is 1 cross 1. So any relation which is possible over C, there are two relations possible over C. First relation is empty set which is not containing anything, and the second relation is going to be containing this only one element, right? So if a set is having only one element, in that case only one reflexive relation is possible. Now if this set is containing two elements, that is 1 comma 2, in this case there are four reflexive relations which are possible. Right? So you check this. It is very simple. Now my question is, if a set is containing 3 elements, then how many reflexive relations should be there? At the same time, if a set is containing n elements, then how many reflexive relations should be there? Try to answer this question. How many reflexive relations should be there for a set which is containing n elements? For example, here B was containing 2 elements, C was containing 1 element, A was containing 4 elements. On the set A, which is containing 4 elements, how many reflexive relations can be there? How many different reflexive relations can be there? On the set B, which is containing 2 elements, how many different reflexive relations we can get? We are getting 4 reflexive relations. Right? In the same way, if a set is containing n elements, then how many reflexive relations can be there? Now for this to understand, first of all understand this way. If A is containing 4 elements, if the set A, that means if the cardinality of the set A is 4, then what is the cardinality of the set A cross A? It will be 4 cross 4, which is equal to 16. 4 cross 4, which is equal to 16. Right? Now for a relation if a relation has to be reflexive, in that case this 1 comma 1 should be there, this 2 comma 2 should be there, this 3 comma 3 should be there, this 4 comma 4 should be there. These elements should be there. But for other elements we have a choice. Either we can put this element in a reflexive relation, or we don't want to put it. Either we can put this element on a reflexive relation, or we don't want to put it. Either we can put this element on a reflexive relation, or we don't want to put it. Either we can put this element on a reflexive relation, or we don't want to put it. For every element we have two choices. Right? So if this set is containing approximately 16 elements, out of these 16 elements, these 4 elements should be there in a reflexive relation. So how many elements are remaining? It is 16 minus 4, which is equal to 12. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 elements are there, right? So for this element we have two choices. Either it can be in the reflexive relation or it may not be. For this element we have two choices. For this element we have two choices. For this element we have two choices. For all these 12 elements we have two choices. So how many choices we have? We have approximately 2 raised to power 12 choices. We have approximately 2 raised to power 12 choices. That means there are 2 raised to power 12 different reflexive relations which can be there. You can verify it here. For example, the set B is containing 2 elements. Then obviously B cross B is going to contain 4 elements. B cross B is going to contain 4 elements. Now out of these 4 elements, these 2 elements should always be there in a reflexive relation. We don't have a choice for these 2 elements, but we have a choice for these elements. Either this element can be there in a reflexive relation or not. Either this element can be there in a reflexive relation or not. So how many choices we have? 2 cross 2, that means 4 choices. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 reflexive relations will be there. In a simpler manner, if a set A is containing n elements, then A cross A is going to contain n cross n, that means n square elements. If a relation has to be reflexive, then obviously the ordered pair, which is the diagonal elements, that is 1 1 and 2 2. There is a diagonal element here. In this case 1 1, 2 2, 3 3 and 4 4. They are diagonal elements. If you write it in the form of a square, then you can find these are diagonal elements. Then these diagonal elements should be there in a reflexive relation. Now if a relation has to be reflexive, that means how many diagonal elements will be there? N diagonal elements will be there. So we don't have choice for these n diagonal elements. And how many elements which are remaining? There will be n square minus n remaining elements for which we have choices. For example, here in this case there are 4 elements. We have total 4 square, that means 16 elements in the A cross A set, right? And there are approximately 4 diagonal elements. So n square minus n, that is 4 square minus 4, which is equal to 12 elements are there for which we have a choice. Now if I have to give an example, if I have to give a number that if you are having n elements, then for these n elements approximately n square 2 raised to power n square minus n choices will be there. 2 raised to power n square minus n choices will be there. That means if a set is containing n elements, then for over that particular set you can have 2 raised to power n square minus n different reflexive relations which are possible, right? So just writing it again, it is 2 raised to power n square minus n. These are the number of reflexive relations which are possible. Now my next question is, if these are the number of reflexive relations which are possible, then how many relations can be there which are not reflexive? How many relations can be there which are not reflexive, right? So in total how many relations can be there for over this set? If A is containing n elements, if a set A is containing n elements, then there are 2 raised to power n n square relations are possible of over a set A. There are 2 raised to power n square relations are possible in total. Out of these 2 raised to power n square relations, there are 2 raised to power n square minus n relations are there which are reflexive, 2 raised to power n square minus n relations which are reflexive. If I have to give you an answer that how many relations are there which are not reflexive, then I have to subtract this term from this term, that is 2 raised to power, that is I should write it here, that is 2 raised to power n square minus 2 raised to power n square minus n. So these many relations are there which are not reflexive, Okay, it is a very simple thing to cover, I think so, right? So the next type of relation which we are going to cover will be irreflexive relation. But before that, let us just cover very basic properties of a reflexive relation. That means the closure property of a reflexive relation. That means even if you do union between two reflexive relation, can you get a reflexive relation? If you do intersection between two reflexive relation, can you get a reflexive relation, and so on. Let us look at those properties now.